What's up, Jan? I look like a giant compared to my buddy here thanks to a filmmaking technique called forced perspective. Everything you're seeing has no CGI because it's all in camera.
Okay, big deal. I mean, we've been doing this technique for like 100 years.
True, but not with a moving camera. Did you just see this camera move here? Only one movie in the history of films has ever pulled this off.
Wait, for real?
Yeah, it's wild.
This can't be that hard.
I didn't think it would be, but oh my God. You're gonna find out exactly how hard it is because yeah, we built the moving camera forced perspective rig from Lord of the Rings. Daniel, what are you cooking up here? What's in the box?
Why don't you lift that up and find out?
I have this, but it's at my parents' house. I haven't seen this in years.
Oh my God, dude, the freaking box set. There's like 400 hours of behind the scenes, and I've seen every second of it.
This is a legitimate filmmaking course. You get to witness all levels of the production.
I mean, I can't even begin to imagine the impact they had on me from like a filmmaking perspective.
We visited that place in Deer Park, and I remember taking that and I'm clone painting out myself, separating it into 3 layers and doing a camera push in. It was the first time I'd done anything in After Effects.
And now you're here.
And now I'm here.
You can draw a straight line from that moment to right now.
Wow.
So the thing about the Lord of the Rings behind the scenes that really captivated me was all the practical effects that they used.
The practical effects.
Yeah.
More than the visual effects.
Practical all day.
Visual
Always
effects.
Practical.
Visual effects.
Practical effects.
Visual effects.
Practical.
Visual effects. It's visual effects.
It's
visual
practical
effects. Visual
effects.
effects.
Development for Lord of the Rings started in 1997, a fascinating time in the history of movie magic. Practical effects were king, but visual effects were on the rise. After a devastating upset at the Battle of Jurassic Park, every subsequent year brought a new breakthrough, expanding the territory of what computers could do. But VFX hadn't taken over quite yet. So in order to make a bunch of 5-foot-something actors appear 3-foot-something, the filmmakers behind Lord of the Rings would have to look for solutions in both the future and the past, forcing visual effects and practical effects to work together whether they wanted to or not. And they tried everything. Little people as scale doubles, big people as scale doubles. This is Kieran Shaw, and this is Tall Paul Randall. They even tried using average-sized people dressed as big people as scale doubles. They had one of the earliest face replacements, one of the earliest digi-doubles, duplicate sets, chroma key compositing with a motion-controlled camera and an object handoff between subjects, good old-fashioned dummies, and of course, forced perspective. And I don't know why, but of all the techniques used in these movies, this one's my favorite.
Here's how it works. So Jordan and I are both 10 feet away from the camera, so for him to be half the size of me, he's gotta go twice as far.
This formula works at any scale ratio, and believe it or not, any lens. This is dwarf, this is leprechaun, and this is hobbit.
Now we need to eliminate the depth cues. Those are the subtle hints that tell your brain that Jordan isn't small, he's just far away. Depth cue number 1 is the height of our feet relative to each other.
You see, our feet give away the ground plane, which gives away the depth.
So we just need to bring in a secret weapon. An elevated platform.
Platforms like this have been cheating the ground plane since before pictures could move, because forced perspective predates cinema. It predates photography and the Leaning Tower of Pisa. The earliest examples of forced perspective are in architecture. Check out this corridor built in 1632. It looks like it's this big, but it's actually this big, because the floor is a ramp. This is also how an Ames room works, by cheating the ground plane. However, anybody with 2 eyes can see through an illusion like this, thanks to something called binocular depth perception. But a movie camera only has 1 eye, and monocular depth perception is much easier to fool. When you film forced perspective and project it on a movie screen, it stops being an illusion and becomes something approaching true movie magic. What impresses me the most about these shots from over 100 years ago isn't the elevated platform, it's the creativity involved in hiding the platform. Believe it or not, this is a forced perspective shot.
How is this forced perspective? It's just there's a castle?
Or is the castle not real?
What if I told you that the scene between foreground and background is hidden in plain sight?
Oh my gosh, so it's a foreground miniature.
Foreground
That's
miniature.
Cool.
That they've lined up.
This technique was known as the hanging miniature, and it became a go-to method for stretching a film's budget. Those aren't extras, those are puppets.
Hey!
Oh, 10,000 10,000 tiny puppies.
10,000 tiny puppies.
Puppies.
Apparently, when the dailies came back for this shot, a studio exec called up James Cameron and chewed him out for blowing his budget on giant sets, only to be told that this giant set is actually tiny.
And I bet they lost their mind. They started handshaking.
My personal pick for the best hidden seams is 1987's The Gate. They did all this on a shoestring budget.
Wow, that's an amazing, they're so good at blending.
Randy Cook, who designed these shots, he's the forced perspective underdog. Check out this shot.
Dude, those two actors have got to be terrified. They're standing on a
In
cliff,
the
man.
foreground. Yeah, right?
Note the use of straight lines as well as squiggly lines to hide the seam. They use the sweater to break up the line of the
Exactly.
seam on the door.
Yeah, that's cool.
But the seam hiding crown has to go to the movie that inspired The Gate, that inspired every forced perspective movie that came after. I'm talking about Darby O'Gill and The Little People.
Darby O'Gill. I remember this from VFX Artist React.
I don't. I'm kind of stumped with this one.
So if you take a mirror and scrape off that silver, suddenly you get a window.
That's a mirror. That's a matte painting. Darby's on a platform, and those are dolls.
That's all dolls and mirrors.
Oh, it's all dolls and mirrors.
Ooh, these guys are smart. That's the thing that boggles my mind, the patience and dedication of this era. You had to fully commit to a concept and fully game plan and fully execute with a big team to make this even like a possibility.
The next depth cue we gotta tackle is depth of field.
I'm all out of focus.
So I'm gonna stop down the aperture to expand the depth of field, and now I have to compensate for the loss of light. This was a huge challenge back in the day when lights were expensive, hot, and power hungry. Darby O'Gill needed so much light they blew the circuit breakers in the Burbank power station.
Oh, no.
In the power station?
Oh, no.
And they never let us put that much light on again.
This is Peter Ellenshaw, by the way. He not only devised these incredible shots, he also did the matte paintings himself. He painted all of this with one eye closed. And speaking of eyes,
Now, I can't just look back at Jordan because then that gives away that he's behind me. So I need to look right here, and Jordan's gonna look there. This feels really unnatural.
Is this a prom picture?
But so long as we maintain these eye lines, it should look like we're making eye contact. At this point, we've removed all the cues that break the illusion, so now let's add some cues that sell the illusion.
your brain instinctively uses familiar objects for scale reference, so we can hack that instinct with a scale prop. When you scale a prop, you also have to scale the texture of the material. This sand has to be ultra fine. This cloth needs to be ultra coarse. But if you can get it right, you'll see just how easy it can be to trick your eye.
Another cue that hacks your depth perception is interaction.
If you look at these test shots for Honey, I Blew Up the Kid, you'll see just how much a little interaction can add.
Oh, that was good. That was a Texas ball switch.
But also, why it's so hard.
Texas cloth switch, that one's a bit
The
rough.
cloth's a little weird.
Here they're using interactive shadow. Here they're using interactive light. Here the interaction is real because that's a giant fake leg.
Hey, we got a fake leg in the building.
Fake leg in the building, baby.
Hide it with his freaking booty.
Yeah.
I love that.
Oh, that's a big shoe.
But the greatest interaction I've ever seen is the famous in-camera forced perspective child Texas switch.
In-camera force perspective child Texas switch. Yes!
A big guy in a baby costume.
Oh yeah, we got a freaking Hagrid suit.
By the way, the VFX supervisor on Honey, I Blew Up the Kid was Harrison Ellenshaw.
His son. He's like, I want to be like my dad.
His son, wow.
That's adorable.
Like father, like son.
And I just thought that was interesting. The idea of forced perspective is a kind of tradition passed down from generation to generation, father to son, master to apprentice.
Catch.
Now, if I'm very careful, I can pan and tilt the camera without breaking the illusion. And that's because my camera is rotating around the nodal point. That's the spot inside the lens where the light converges. So the camera's rotating, but it's not really moving. And the same is true for all the examples we've looked at so far. Every single one of them is nodally locked.
And the reason for that is a depth cue we haven't talked about yet. A giveaway so powerful, it instantly breaks any perspective illusion. Parallax.
As your vantage point moves through space, close objects appear to move faster than far objects.
That is why, when doing forced perspective, you must never, ever move the camera through space. Bro.
Were you not listening?
Yeah.
A century of cinema, and nobody's cracked moving camera force perspective. Then one day, an underdog studio buys a pitch from an underdog filmmaker from an underdog island nation to adapt the most important underdog story of all time. And who does he hire to help him do it? Randy Cook, special effects supervisor on The Gate, is one of the VFX supervisors on Lord of the Rings.
Really?
Yes.
I didn't know that.
But Randy's not here to work on force perspective. He's busy with previs and later Gollum. No, the man in charge of solving these scale effects is VFX cinematographer Brian Van Hull. But all these people have one thing in common. This crew of underdogs looked at 100 years of nodally locked cameras and they didn't see a limitation. They saw a challenge. If they could just find a way to move the camera through space, they'd have a force perspective shot unlike anything anyone had ever seen. The idea for the effect was simple. As the camera moves one way, the actors move the other way, but Gandalf moves faster, thanks to parallax. The solution? Cancel out the parallax by physically sliding Gandalf. Simple in theory, outrageously complex in practice. But like many of cinema's greatest achievements, it all starts with some test footage.
Oh, this is so elite, dude. It's so cool.
The camera's moving!
Yeah.
Everything we've looked at up until this point requires a static camera that breaks the illusion fundamentally. So how do they do that?
How'd they do that?
How'd they do that?
They do that by physically moving one of the actors. But which actor?
Her chair is the one that's definitely moving.
In what direction? Can somebody explain that to me?
Dude, it's a brain breaker.
To solve this brain breaker, I recreated the shot in 3D. Now we can see that they've got not one, but two motion control robots. One robot moves the camera, while the other robot moves the platform.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's it.
So clearly, this works. Peter Jackson sees the tests and decides to use the effect in this shot, 15 minutes into the movie. But let's rewind a little. The first Shire scene in Fellowship of the Ring goes hard. That's because this is the first time we're seeing hobbits interacting with big folk, and Peter Jackson and company have a few precious minutes to sell the concept of Hobbit scale for the rest of the trilogy. So they front load the scene with all their best scale effects. That's not Elijah Wood, that's Kieran Shaw, that's Tall Paul, that's a forced perspective shot, and that's a blue screen. Gandalf is comped into Big Bag End, then we cut, and now we're in Small Bag End. Every time you think you've got the scale effects figured out, they switch to a new technique, and they've saved the best one for last. Finally, we arrive at this shot. Gandalf struggles to seat himself at a hobbit-sized table while Bilbo makes some tea. Oh, tea. And then Gandalf graciously lifts the lid off the teapot to allow Bilbo to pour. I'll be honest, when I saw this shot in the theater 24 years ago, I didn't give it a second thought. But knowing what I know now...
Beautiful.
Oh my god.
yeah.
Beautiful.
Oh my god, that's so well done.
And to understand exactly how they did it, all you have to do is spot the seam.
Spot that seam.
Watch the table. Watch when Gandalf bumps it with his knee.
Ha.
You saw?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The table is split. Gandalf's half, along with Gandalf himself and the bench he's sitting on, are all moving. Meanwhile, Bilbo's walking around in the rear of the set and their eye lines are here.
They're not looking at each other at all. They can't be.
This is Big Bag End, by the way, so all the furniture and props are full scale, except of course for the items on Gandalf's table. Everything on this little island is miniature. Miniature pie, miniature candle, miniature wheel of cheese. All these items are strategically placed to hide the seam. But my favorite piece of sorcery is the teapot. The lid that Gandalf grabs isn't on the teapot at all. It's in front of the teapot. Like everything on Gandalf's table, this is a miniature lid and it's suspended in midair on a rod.
Oh, I didn't know it was on a rod. I thought it was on a miniature teapot. That's even more clever than I thought.
Very carefully putting it back on
Yeah.
the like,
Get it in.
Later in the movie, they flip the set around and do a version of the same shot with Frodo and Gandalf, but man, by that point I was convinced. Middle-earth was a fully realized place full of hobbits and wizards who were all really that size, and there's only one word for an illusion this convincing. Moving camera force perspective might just be the closest thing I've ever seen to true movie magic. So now you know why I have to recreate it.
Yo, Daniel, come look. I 3D printed the One Ring.
Why is it square?
Because of today's sponsor, Squarespace, the all-in-one platform to design a website to rule them all. Do you need a website that seems like it was crafted by elven artisans? Well, Squarespace's cutting-edge design forge is basically magic. Just mention your request to their Blueprint AI, and it will summon a fully formed custom website faster than Gandalf can say, "Fly, you fools." And editing it is really simple with drag and drop blocks. I mean, it's so easy, even a hobbit can do it. And hobbits don't understand electricity. But what good is a beautiful website if no one can even find it, as if it's been hiding under a rock for 2,500 years? That's where Squarespace's built-in SEO tools come in. Your site gets automatically indexed and structured so that it actually shows up in search results rather than disappearing under the shadow of Mordor. If your journey involves selling goods, whether they're physical, digital, or even the finest leaf from the South Farthing, Squarespace makes managing your shop as effortless as Gandalf summoning a rescue eagle by simply having a polite conversation with a moth. So begin your own journey today by going to squarespace.com/corridorcrew for a free trial. And when you're ready to launch, use code CorridorCrew to get 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain. Having one platform to rule them all? Pretty dang convenient. Anyway, let's get back to the video.
Here's what we need: dolly track, a doorway dolly, a table, a stool, a smaller table, and 2 motion control robots. Actually, if we track the cameras from the movie, we can see that they only move through space in a straight line. So we don't need 6-axis motion control, we just need a slider. But what is the speed of that slider? And what is the speed of the platform? Because they're not the same. Lucas here did the math, and here's what you need to know. We are cheating Gandalf forwards, making him 25% bigger. So he moves at 25% camera speed in the same direction. So for every inch the camera moves, the platform moves a 1/4 inch. If instead we cheat Bilbo backwards, he still moves at 25% camera speed, but in the opposite direction. And that's all it takes to cancel out the parallax. But that means if we want a big dramatic camera move, we're gonna need a slider with a much longer run. So it's back to the robot arm. But how do we move the platform? Got any ideas?
Got a couple. This robot arm can do more than just move the camera. It can also control external motors for things like focus and zoom, which means we'll be able to use the same software to run both the robot arm and the dolly. But that would require using a timing belt rigged up with a bunch of custom hardware just to make this thing move. But I had another idea to use a motor that would require no extra hardware at all, and it's a motor that I use every single day. Now technically this is not actually a one wheel. I built this thing from scratch and it's based on an open source platform called Vesk, meaning I can upload custom code to this and turn this board into a motion control platform.
Not gonna bump me, right?
No, I double checked. My double checking was also wrong. Unfortunately, we're not getting the level of precision and repeatability we need out of this setup.
What about this? This is precise and repeatable.
This is meant to just move a single camera, not a whole frickin' dolly.
What if we just clamped it? Is this crazy?
It wouldn't be a Daniel video without some crazy camera rig.
There's no chance it's gonna work. Oh, shoot!
It's moving!
Yeah! Speed demon, baby, let's go.
It is working, and you're going the speed we need it to go.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, look at that. Hey, all right, guys.
So this is one half of the equation. Do you guys have it synced to the camera?
Synced? No.
Is it just to hit it at the same time?
It's that, but it's also dialing in the speed of the robot arm to match the speed of the slider, because the slider, we can't really adjust the speed on it. And it's got these like Bezier curves, so it slows down the closer to the end it gets. And we're trying to replicate that motion in the robot arm, and that we weren't able to fully dial in.
I've been dialing in this camera move for hours. The only way to finish this video on time is to work on it while they film react.
And 3, 2, 1, down, up, down, up.
I don't know how not being on camera turned into my whole identity, but here we are. Because our 2 motion control systems can't talk to each other.
Do things practically, even if you're...
The only way to line them up is to basically just eyeball it. But I'm almost there, and I'm gonna show Ren after he's done filming.
Okay. That's pretty good. That's pretty good, Daniel. Whoa!
Shut up! I'm just a little baby. Baby need milky. Oh no, what happened? I'm just a baby, that's all I know.
High five. The goofs are
flowing. The goofs are flowing. That's always a good sign, though. It means things are working.
Yo, that is insane. So wait, how is it happening?
Come look, come look.
Yeah. You can see the parallax.
The last time this was done was in the first Lord of the Rings movie in 2001. Yeah, Fellowship of the Ring. So it's been 24 years since anyone has done this technique.
If there's a movie or show that's done moving camera forced perspective since Fellowship, I couldn't find it. And I can think of 3 reasons why. The next time somebody needs a bunch of dwarves and hobbits is in 2012, but this trilogy is in 3D, and you can't do forced perspective in a 3D movie. Remember binocular depth perception? So this time around, McKellen has to do the kitchen scenes alone. Fast forward to 2023, and forced perspective isn't even considered for halfling Bradley Cooper. The battle is over, VFX are king. But that comes with its own challenges because executives love the flexibility to change whatever they want, whenever they want. Bradley wasn't even cast until post-production. Somewhere along the line, we lost our ability to commit to a concept, and that's not the only thing we lost. We are straight up forgetting how to do this stuff.
A couple of years after I left, the model shop shut down for good. There are no permanent effect shops, really, in the US.
That means every year there's fewer and fewer people in the industry with a working knowledge of these techniques. The torch passed down from artist to artist since the dawn of cinema is flickering out. And for many of my generation, the only thing that kept it aflame was these DVDs.
You know, also looking at this kind of makes me a little sad because this type of thing just doesn't exist anymore.
The golden age of behind the scenes as we know it really is in the DVD era specifically.
This is when DVDs were DVDs, you know?
Yeah, people don't make that stuff anymore, and it's weird. It's like everybody felt the need to start hiding how movies are made for some reason. Somehow marketing agencies got involved. It's like, no, you gotta hide all that. You can't let them see how the magic's done. It's like, people want it.
But to me, what's more sad, the trend recently to manipulate behind the scenes footage. Having this unmanipulated raw footage of how your favorite thing is made that's priceless. This is what lets us know what is possible if we put our minds to it. That's where passions form.
But somewhere in Oakland, California, hope is kindled.
I'm a Virgo. It's a coming of age story about this kid who is 13 feet tall.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, look at his legs are not moving. They're locked in. That means they're fake legs.
Giant
Fake legs. Geniuses.
2 of my favorites so far have been fake legs.
Love a good fake leg.
I think I like fake legs.
They got it from the gate.
All right, well, we know what he's into.
By dusting off the old techniques, putting them up on screen, and releasing BTS, I'm a Virgo has kept forced perspective alive for a little bit longer.
People had to learn how to do these things because a lot of this stuff just isn't done anymore. We had to figure out how to do it.
Sometimes the only way to keep a torch burning is to pick it up yourself.
The illusion is being a little destroyed by it's very clearly he's further away from me. See, if I put my arm down like this, it shows that I'm at the end of the table. But if I move my arm over here and pretend it's above it, or pretend it's actually hitting it.
There's no shadow.
There's no shadow, that's the downside. I wonder if that'll be like the magic touch, being able to put my hand down and have a shadow.
That's why I guess in Lord of the Rings too, they had like it wasn't just a straight line breaking it up.
You're right, it was more of like, it looked like a state. What state looks like this? I feel like there's a state that looks like this P. Idaho. Preston Goes, I think, is like my favorite YouTuber right now. We're gonna cut out a table in the shape of Idaho. No way. This piece of wood is from Boise.
No way!
Camera is going to be able to see this side of the wood. And we can maybe minimize that by doing a diagonal cut here. I just made a stupid mistake. Don't worry about it.
Oh, okay. So this is pretty much the worst time I could possibly come in here.
We were gonna cut an angle into it to kind of just tug it back a little bit. Okay. The problem is that I tucked the wrong way.
Tucked the wrong way.
It's upside down.
Don't make any more mistakes. We only have so much wood.
Meanwhile, Jan is just here mocking me.
You know, Jan's everywhere. He's on the roof.
The world's better with art in different places, and you know what? The world's better with me in different places.
He epoxied them to various places around the city.
I want there to be Jans so ubiquitously across the city that at any given point there's one in your vision without you even knowing it.
It's
my worst nightmare. All right, before it looked like we were at opposite ends of the table, so let's see if this closes that gap. This makes you look so tiny.
Touch fingers.
Your hand is at the end of the table. You're in the middle of the table now.
I'm in the middle of the table.
Wow.
Yeah, this was everything. I'm so glad we did this. Like, the fact that I keep coming back to it. Every now and then, I remember the magic, you know? Every now and then I'm reminded that, wait a minute, this is a really cool thing we're doing right now. And then I immediately get back and lost into the details of like, all right, how do we make this better? How do we make this work? What are the technical problems here that we're facing? How do we solve them? And then it's like, oh, whoa, dude, we're doing a magic trick right now. How cool is that?
You know what, I'm tired of this narrative, okay? Practical is instantly viewed as magic and wonderful, and if it's VFX, oh, it's ruining my movie because it's fake. Guess what, it's all fake. And it's 2025, VFX artists are still fighting for legitimacy.
I don't know what this guy is talking about. VFX won, they've already won.
Okay, VFX won, but what does that mean when you're racing to the bottom? The artists are overworked and underpaid, and guess what, after all that work, they say there was no CGI in the movie. What do you mean? It's all CGI.
It is all CGI, yeah! Every single pixel of those practical effects gets replaced with CGI!
Nobody wins then. VFX artists feel invisible and
practical effects artists feel replaced.
Sometimes I wonder if it's actually VFX artists who miss practical effects the most. The purpose of the vinyl is to provide a sort of featureless surface, an easier blend between the two halves of the table. You think we're ready to shoot tomorrow?
I think we might be ready to shoot tomorrow, Daniel.
We are finally ready to film, so we're gonna need some props. The soda can thing worked really well last time, so I'm gonna do that again. We'll take some regular soda cans, add some custom labels, and then print and label some miniature soda cans.
I have the regular size, you have the tiny one. And it looks huge in my tiny hands.
And that got me thinking, what other scale cues do we see every single day? And what else comes in multiple sizes?
Small bag, big bag. Nice.
Put the big bag there.
Yeah, big bag back here, small bag
Small
right
bag
here.
here.
And that's how we fooled the world that we have 2 bags of the same chips.
So I wrote up a script, but I kept it loose, leaving plenty of room for Ren and Matt to improv and bounce off each other.
That's good. You might want to try one of those. Yeah, actually.
Yeah, I've been taking int draft.
What is this a reference to again?
It's a deleted scene where Merry and Pippin, they're drinking that water. Turns out it's a thing called int draft, which makes them bigger.
I'm pushing 3.7.
It's a deep cut. The only weird thing is that I can't be looking at Ren. I have to unfortunately look right here at this metal pole, which doesn't really give me a lot to bounce off of.
If you really feel like being able to see Ren would help, I think I can rig something up for you.
Is it the iPad?
Yeah.
It's good. My eye line's up there, Ren's eye line's over there.
I think we're ready to film.
I think we're ready to film, Daniel.
Main camera rolling. Witness cam rolling. Camera's gonna start moving. 3, 2, 1, and action.
Oh my God, I'm sorry.
We accidentally bonked the slider, which means we have to line it all up again before we can keep rolling.
All right, go ahead and try the move.
3, 2, 1. What the f?
What the heck, dude? Why?
Come on, because it knows we're about to roll and it hates us.
I gotta send a picture of this to my family. This is wild. Lord of the Rings is very special, not just to myself, but to my family. It was my dad's favorite book when he was growing up.
My dad's just like, hey, we're gonna go see this movie, Lord of the Rings. That started the tradition. So the next 2 movies, my dad and me got to see the midnight showings.
And I'm really looking forward to the day when I get to show my kids the movies.
oh, I didn't even think about that. No one knows I'm about to be a dad. I haven't even announced it. Maybe this is me announcing it, I don't know. Good Lord, I'm excited all over again.
Is this your legitimate childhood box set of books?
I had to buy this on eBay.
Okay.
But this is the exact printing that I was read as a child.
It was read to you?
Yeah.
Oh, interesting, really? Who read it to you? You want a hug? Come here, put that camera down. I appreciate you, Daniel.
Thanks, man. Is it it no longer like in line with the track? Is that what's happening?
Every second it's going.
I know what the problem is. Somebody accidentally switched it to time-lapse mode. This is time-lapse mode. Okay, it's fine. It's not broken. It's not broken. It just needs to change from time-lapse to video.
Oh, it's time-lapse mode. Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay, it's fine. Everything's fine. Everything's fine. Okay, attempting move again. 3, 2, 1, and beautiful.
I think that works. That was a good take.
Let's do the next one.
What's the next one, Daniel?
3, 2, 1, hit.
Hey! No! That freaking flick. So the moment I see you flick your hand around, I just go, oh! Sorry, I'm just like, I'm really stoked with how well that works. That was pretty good.
That was pretty good.
That was pretty good.
That's pretty damn good.
Okay, we got it all in the can. We've managed to recreate the moving camera forced perspective rig from Lord of the Rings. Now, the viewers watching this might think that means this was done entirely with practical effects, but they were all of them deceived. For a VFX shot was made. In the land of Corridor, in the fire of my GPU, I forged in secret a master effect to control all others. Basically what I'm trying to say is that there's some visual effects in this, and that was the plan from the beginning. You hear the saying, like, we'll fix it in post. You shouldn't think that way, but at the same time, that is also our superpower. We can fix it in post.
But also, it's not, we'll fix it in post, we're talking about we'll elevate it in post.
Yes, I love that. I love that. The practical effect here is real, and it's doing a lot of the heavy lifting. But we didn't want to just recreate the effect. We wanted to elevate it. We wanted to make something new that they didn't actually do on the original movie. I guess what I'm trying to say is that the practical effect here needs some help. I think it's time to light the beacon.
Josh. It's time.
I think I finally know why, among all the effects in Lord of the Rings, this one is my favorite. And it's not about VFX versus practical. Moving camera forced perspective is my favorite because it was the most fun to learn about. Hiding how the trick was done isn't protecting movie magic. Your curiosity to see how your favorite thing was made, that is the magic. And we can keep it alive so long as there's people willing to give that knowledge away for free. So long as there's people willing to try the old ways and the new. As long as there's people willing to pass the torch.
The beacons are lit! Practical effects calls for aid.
And VFX will answer.
Oh my God, Ren, buddy.
What's up?
You look huge. What have you done? What, have you been working out?
Thank you, I appreciate that. I've been drinking this thing called Ent Draft. It's from Fangorn Forest. Very expensive, very sweet. I'm not a big fan of that. There's a lot of sugar in it, but I swear I'm getting taller every time I drink it. I think I'm sitting at 7'5" now. 7'6"? Hey! No! Hey! No! Wait!
What do you even need these for? You're already the tallest in the office.
But nobody knows that, so I can't let you take that from me! the heck? Maximum shrinkage.
Oh man, yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh no. No! I hate this! I hate you!
Yeah. Cheers.
That's all your fault!
Okay, no, it was, yeah.
Everything you just saw was entirely in camera, except for the one VFX shot. Did you catch it?
The guy running in front, isn't it?
Oh, whoa. Who's this guy? That's right, Randy Cook, the man who worked on Lord of the Rings and The Gate, is reacting to our video.
Yeah, it was good.
Here's the thing though. He responded to our email the day before this video was supposed to come out, so the best I could do was include him here at the very end.
Bilbo running in front of Bilbo, I don't know who it was.
And he nailed it. The one VFX shot is the one where Bilbo here goes around the table and in front of Giant Ren.
He would have to be closer to the camera. That would give it away.
If he actually goes around the table, the illusion breaks, and he's also going to appear very big. That should be impossible, but with visual effects, it's not. The great thing about motion control is that you control the motion. If you want to do another pass exactly the same, you literally just run it again. So that's what we did. We just did 2 takes, one with me there at the table, then we filmed Matt's take. Matt needed to walk through where the table was, which means we had to remove it. Take those 2 plates, synchronize them together in time, and essentially just rotoscope out Matt and put it on top of the footage that I'm in. It's quick and subtle, but it works.
Sometimes the best magic tricks require the lightest touch.
I agree. I even pulled a Gandalf and accidentally rocked the table a little bit. I could have fixed that with visual effects, but we thought it would be more authentic this way. We actually want you to know that what you're seeing was captured in camera.
I'm recording this at 3 a.m. the day the video comes out, but I do it all again for the man who made the giant fake leg.
Fake leg in the building, baby!
Okay, just unlocked a new thing in me. Thanks, Daniel.
This is the guys rehearsing running up the stairs on the gate, you see. It was good fun. It was a great project to work on all day long, climbing up and down those damn scaffolds like a monkey. That was fun. You know, it was a lot of fun.
Having tried a version of this, I completely agree.
Yeah, isn't it? I mean, it's just great.
I've had more fun working on this project than I've had in a very long time. I'm very tired, but wouldn't change anything. Thank you all so much for watching. The entire YouTube VFX community turned out for this video, so big thanks to each and every one of them. Ren's buddy Nico wrote the one-wheel motion control code, so thanks for that. And big thanks to the people over at Sisu. Thank you to Dan Bernard for his incredible artwork. Thank you to Epic Trailer Music UK for his epic musical arrangements. And thanks to my buddy Don for this chill remix. Thank you to Lucas, who made the 3D illustrations with some animation help from Shane. Thank you to my little brother Andrew, who rebuilt Bilbo's entire kitchen in Blender. And thanks to our big sister Carrie, who made these labels. And one final thank you to the person who read us these books. Much was said that I wish I could take back. Even more that I wish I could forget. But I will never forget the stories, the ones that really mattered.